Gentlemen, give me 5 seconds, because what I'm about to tell you may change the way you think about your body forever. If you are over 40 and your erections have grown weaker, slower, softer, or less predictable, the reason is not age. It is not your hormones betraying you. It is not fate. It is simply that your core, the deep, powerful foundation of the male body, has quietly shut down over time. When those muscles disconnect, blood flow drops, pelvic control weakens, and testosterone production begins to slide downward like a dimming light. But the moment you reactivate this system, the moment you restore tension, stability, and breath-driven strength back into your midsection, everything you thought was gone can return with surprising speed. Weak erections are rarely a local problem. They originate in the deep structures of the torso, the glutes, the pelvic floor, the diaphragm, and the stabilizing muscles along the spine. When these muscles fail to work together, blood struggles to stay inside the penis, pressure drops too quickly, and the hormonal system never receives the signal that strength is needed. But when we restore that internal connection, men report changes they can feel within days. The first step toward that restoration begins with one of the most important movements a man can do, the glute bridge. Lie on your back, bend your knees, plant your feet firmly, and take a slow, steady breath. As you exhale, lift your hips and squeeze your glutes as if you are trying to press your pelvis toward the ceiling. Hold that position. Feel the power rising from the back of your legs into your pelvic region. As the glutes engage more deeply, picture the pelvis opening, warming and drawing blood inward like a pump, rediscovering its rhythm. Keep the squeeze firm but controlled, and let your breath guide the tension. This is not just a lift. It is a reconnection to the part of your body that generates masculine force. Over time, this movement also corrects pelvic alignment, freeing the nerves that support erections and improving hip mobility in a way men often forget they once had. The moment you bring this muscle back online, the entire sexual system begins to shift. And once we reawaken that foundation, we can move deeper. Without shifting far, stay on your back and prepare for the dead bug, a movement that teaches your core how to communicate again. Raise your arms toward the ceiling and hold your legs above your hips at 90 degrees. Slowly extend your right arm and left leg away from you while keeping your lower back lightly anchored to the floor. Bring them back, then switch sides. Move without rushing, without shaking, without losing the connection beneath your navel. As you extend, feel the core stabilizers wrap inward like a belt tightening around your waist. Let your breath stay deep and controlled, training your diaphragm to coordinate with your abdomen instead of fighting it. Dead bug restores timing, precision, and internal awareness, the very qualities the pelvic floor depends on. This exercise also retrains your nervous system to respond faster, allowing erections to build more easily and stay firm for longer. When the deep core and pelvic floor reconnect, the body suddenly remembers how to support strength and vitality again. And now that this inner wiring has been restored, it's time to amplify the tension that drives hormonal response. Roll gently into the hollow body hold. Extend your arms overhead and your legs long, then lift your shoulders slightly off the ground and raise your legs just a few inches. You are not crunching. You are not straining. You are creating a shield of primal tension across your entire torso. Breathe slowly, letting your ribs draw downward and your abdominal wall tighten like dense armor. As you settle into the hold, notice how the lower belly flattens and the deep muscles wrap closer to your spine. This shape trains your body to generate internal pressure, the foundation of athletic power, sexual stamina, and hormonal stability. Holding this position also strengthens the connection between your breath and your pelvic floor, teaching the body to maintain tension without collapsing. Men often go years without feeling this kind of inner stability, but once they rediscover it, their posture, confidence, and circulation begin to transform. Stay with the hold just a few seconds longer, feeling the strength build from your ribs to your hips. Then let this tension guide you into a more grounded, athletic posture. Turn over into a low plank. Set your elbows under your shoulders, lengthen your spine, and prepare for the cue that changes everything. Squeeze your glutes. Not lightly. Squeeze them as if you want to fuse them together. Continue to breathe slowly and deliberately. As the squeeze intensifies, notice how the pelvis steadies, how the lower abdomen tightens, and how the entire body locks into one unified shape. This is full-body masculine tension, not frantic, not aggressive, but controlled and steady. It teaches your pelvic floor to stay lifted under pressure, exactly the skill required for stronger, longer-lasting erections. Holding this tension also stimulates the hormonal response that comes from isometric strength training, which research shows is highly effective for boosting testosterone. Feel the heat grow behind your hips and along your inner thighs as the body learns to support itself again. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds. Keep that force alive. And then prepare to finish by awakening the muscles along your spine. Lie on your stomach and reach your arms out in front of you for the Superman. Lift your chest and legs gently off the floor, creating a long curve of energy along your back. Feel the muscles beside your spine activate like two strong cables pulling upward. Let your glutes tighten lightly, your legs lengthen, and your breath flow smoothly. This movement stimulates circulation along the entire back line, a pathway that directly affects pelvic warmth, nerve function, and erectile responsiveness. Holding the shape also teaches the upper body to support the lower body, allowing tension to spread evenly instead of collapsing into the hips. Many men neglect these muscles, yet they play a major role in posture, energy levels, and sexual vitality. As you hold the position a few seconds longer, imagine the spine lengthening and the pelvis lifting internally, creating more room for blood to move through the areas that matter most. This completes the chain of activation: glutes, core, pelvic floor, and spinal muscles, the 4 pillars of male vitality. To make real progress, practice all 5 exercises at least 4 days per week. 10 to 12 minutes is enough. Do them calmly, with intention, with breath. Your core will strengthen. Your pelvic floor will respond. Your circulation will improve. And your testosterone will rise as your body remembers how to generate stability and force again. Gentlemen, nothing about this process is permanent in the negative sense. You are not declining because of age. You are simply disconnected. When you reconnect the system, strength returns, confidence returns, pleasure returns, and the man you thought you were losing comes back into focus. If you felt something awaken inside you today, tell me your age and where you're watching from. Stay strong, stay aware, and remember, your best years are not behind you. They begin the moment you reclaim your body.